Not bad as in bad, but bad as in good. Oh Lord, I'm getting y'all all confused. If y'all don't know the street lingo, we gotta go to the Urban Dictionary and look it up. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Yes, I'm trying to be a little quiet over here, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people sleeping, alright? No, it's only like 10:18 right now. Here we go, let's talk about The Voice. The knockout rounds have began, and the artists picked their own song for this round. Rihanna is mentoring all the contestants from every team, and each coach has one steal for this round. But wait a minute, they changed a little something, didn't they? This season, the contestants will not know who they are up against until they have gotten to the night of the knockouts and gotten to the stage. Okay, so like, how does that change things? I don't know, maybe it just makes them a little more nervous about who they're going up against or whatever, gives them a little more angst or whatever as they go along, as they're rehearsing. It's gonna be him, it's gonna be her, it's gonna be her. I know it's a lot, but let's get down to it. TeamAdam was up first. We had Andi and Alex versus Blaine Mitchell. Blaine did Hold Back the River by James Bay. Andi and Alex did Stupid Boy by Keith Urban. So I'm gonna be going back and forth here. So if I get a little confused, help me. Just you know. I get confused sometimes anyway. I'm trying to go back and forth. So in rehearsal, Rihanna loved Blaine's weird movements and called him sick. Not in a bad sick way, but sick, you know. Oh man, that's sick, right? Okay, Adam was trying to get him to work on the building of the song. In rehearsal, Adam called the duo's harmonies crazy, but Rihanna said it's like they're afraid of their own voices and told them it's a boldness issue. They really need to be more confident. Then Adam told one to drop the guitar because she was strumming along. He said he doesn't like her seeming like she's just backing up her sister, and started giving them some staging advice, telling them how to do things. And I really liked the imagery that Rihanna was giving to them about the performance, and she had me seeing like a video and stuff, like it's like you're in different rooms, you're facing away from each other, and all this stuff. You know, it was just very, very visual, and I really liked it. So Blaine got to sing first, and he started out very simple and staccato, but I still could feel that he was really connected to the material, and it seemed to be shining through his eyes. His stage movement is very endearing. It's just funny, it's cute. It's like you're like laughing with him because it's just like so crazy. And his vocals were good on this, but I didn't feel the wow moment. For me, it just didn't happen. So the girls started facing away from each other like they were in their private moments, like they were advised by their coach, and it worked really well. I really got more of an idea of how their voices are different on their solos, and it was pretty incredible when they melded the two sounds into one. This was a little uncomfortable and angsty. Nah, I can't say I wasn't liking it. I was kind of liking it because it fit the song. All the coaches stood for them. Blake said Blaine was unbelievable and was surprised at Andi's voice. Pharrell said Blake had a moment and told the girls he wished they'd have chose a different song. Gwen called the girls incredible and said Blaine has something that's so rare, and said he was incredible to watch. And Adam chose Blaine Mitchell, saying Blaine's voice is as strong as his presence. And if you think my voice is as strong as his presence, make sure to thumb this up and let me know. Oh God, we got so much more to go and I'm over here messing up. I thank you guys so much for commenting and talking and sitting around the video, but most of all I thank you for your thumbs. Next we had TeamGwen. It was Braiden Sunshine versus Ellie Lawrence, and Braiden did Feeling Good by Nina Simone. They said Michael Buble, but we know who it's by, right? Ellie did Cool for the Summer by Demi Lovato. Rihanna said that the voice coming out of Braiden was scary and told him to commit to the notes even if his voice cracked, because he said my voice cracked. She said just commit to the note. Gwen told him to take his time because he was rushing it at the end, and started giving him some more staging notes, telling him kind of what to do and where to go. Then Rihanna gave him a makeover, did his hair because he got the little curly locks and stuff, and she slicked back his hair. It was really, really nice. So in performance, first, I liked Braiden's curly hair better, but this was different. It was a more preppy look that worked for the song. Pharrell let out a wow while he was in the beginning of the song. He was walking the stage and feeling the song and singing the heck out of the notes with like just the tiniest bit of strain, but he was really getting everything out of there. All those big notes were coming out, sounding really great. He hit the biggest one and it would just sail. That came out of that little boy. I was like, wow, all the coaches stood for him. And then Ellie, I was hoping she was going to put her own spin on this, kind of change the song up a little bit, and she was singing it pretty straight, and it wasn't sounding great. I like her voice, but it had no lift to it, especially after his performance, after Braiden. It really just nailed this. This really wasn't going anywhere. Then she kind of flipped off the big note and didn't really, I was like, what's the matter? And it got a little rocky afterwards, and I said, I think she's gone, right, in my notes. And then while I was on Twitter, and I'm also talking on Reddit with people while the show is going on, I'm like chatting or whatever, and a few people said that she has laryngitis. And I was like, oh, because she did not sound like herself, and she wasn't really going for those notes. So that, I could understand that. So Adam called Braiden amazing and said he's come massive bounds and he preferred him. Blake congratulated Braiden on his swift growth, and Pharrell also called Braiden phenomenal. And Gwen chose Braiden Sunshine to win. TeamBlake was up next with Blaine Mitchell versus Barrett Baber, and Barrett did Cold Weather by the Zac Brown Band, while Blaine Mitchell did Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys by Waylon, Jennings, and Willy Nelson. Ain't that a mouthful? It's hard to say that without singing it, right? I even get the little lip going on. So in rehearsal, Rihanna told Barrett he was just being polite in this performance and told him that he really needs to be like throwing it all in there and giving all of his emotions and everything. Blake told him that he was throwing things away and told him he needed to hold on to notes and blah blah stuff and the other. Blind Joe was really grooving in his rehearsal on this. He even changed the lyric to address Rihanna, and she told him he wrecked her heart and called it sexy. Blake told him to invest his heart into it and to release the nerves because he felt like he was a little nervous on the song while he's performing. Barrett started out with his eyes closed and was trying to get into the emotion of the song. Usually you do that when you're trying to get that feeling and start getting those pictures going so that you can feel the emotion, but he kept closing them throughout the performance, kind of shutting us out. His voice sounded very grounded, but it seemed just a little forced to me until the very end. Blind Joe sat center stage playing his guitar and attacked the beginning very well, so everybody was rocking along with him, and there was such nostalgia that he captured really well, and Blake was singing along with him. Then he went a little outside of his comfort zone and kind of did some stuff that didn't quite work, but I still loved what he was trying and what he was doing. Pharrell said Blind Joe took the song to different heights and said Barrett takes people on an emotional excursion. Gwen said she didn't know Blind Joe's voice was so powerful, but said Barrett knows who he is. Adam said Barrett is so authentic and called him phenomenal and said he could feel Joe's nervousness. So Blake chose Barrett Baber to win because Joe had some mishaps and Barrett was a little more polished. TeamPharrell was up next with Vachal versus Madi Davis. Amy did A Sunday Kinda Love by Etta Jennings, while Madi chose A Case for You by Joni Mitchell. So Pharrell was trying to get Amy to add some depth to what she was doing in rehearsal, and Rihanna told her the guitar has to go and to fantasize about the perfect man while she's singing this song. Pharrell jumped out of his chair when Madi did a little run like in one part of the song, and Rihanna told her to round out her full tone and showed her what she meant. You know, she sang and showed her what she meant. Pharrell called her an artist, and there was some good info flying back and forth in this session. I didn't have time to type it all out because I was listening and trying to type and trying to watch it. It was a lot of, if you're a singer, you want to watch that segment. That's a really good segment with Madi and Rihanna and Pharrell. Amy had a very silky, sexy sound as she started this out, but got more into the actual emotion of the song as she went along. Then she lost it again. So I could tell she was working hard at it, and she did some really nice vocal turns and got the crowd on their feet. I loved her sound. But the emotion was a little tentative. It was coming and going. She was in and out of it. Madi had some really nice moments in the song, and I surely understood why Rihanna said she had two voices from her, because in the beginning you could hear this little artistic little voice, and then when she opened up, it just had all of this warmth and this depth, and just it was powerful. I felt like she handled the lyrics like she wrote it, and I totally believed everything she did. She had a beautiful rendition of the song. Gwen said she could listen to both of them all day long and was mesmerized by Madi and called them both delicious. I said that earlier on Twitter. I said, oh. But anyway, Adam said there was something about what Amy does that would totally blows him away. Blake was also very complimentary of both of them and talked about taking a bubble bath. And Pharrell chose Madi Davis because he said she's a 16-year-old beautiful harmonious bird. And then Adam chimed in to steal Amy, and so did Blake. And Amy chose Adam because she thinks he gets her. Next we had TeamBlake with Chance Painter versus Yvonne Acero. And Chance did Demons by Imagine Dragons, while Yvonne did Part of Me by Katy Perry. Blake said that Chance's voice on a record would be awesome, and Rihanna told him he was going flat. Then Blake told him that he was choking off the notes. This was in first rehearsal. Rihanna was getting goosebumps when Yvonne Acero was singing, and you could tell she was doing like this, and she was looking at her arms there, so she was getting the goosebumps. They never said it, but I was watching, and she called her voice rich and beautiful, and her vibrato sick. She used that sick again. Sick, not as in I'm sick, but you know, sick, like, oh, that's bad, man. After Rihanna said all that, she launched right into some specific moments and gave her specific little notes. And then Blake told her she was born to do do this. So in performance, Chance was handling the low notes better than in rehearsal, but it was just a little off-putting for me. And I'm a bass baritone, you know, and I like to take stuff down. Y'all, I always talk about pulling down the key, but it just didn't sound good in his voice to me. He was a lot better once he got into his chest voice when he wasn't trying to do the low notes, but he was also having trouble breathing. He was taking big hulking gulps of loud breath every single time. I thought he was going to hyperventilate, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling for the boy, and he looked like he might faint at the end, and I was like, oh Lord, poor baby. Hey, I mean, it was hard work for him. He didn't really have the breath support to really pull this off. So Yvonne was getting right into the feel of the song, and it was affecting me. I felt like she had tapped right into the emotion, and it sounded good in her voice, and then she nailed the big note and held on to it and sealed the deal. This felt focused and authentic, and I thought it was a great performance. Pharrell said her confidence was sky high and said Chance fought hard. Gwen said vocally it was hard for her to hear all the vocals he did, and said Yvonne was singing to her heart. Adam said he thought it was too low but called him a great guy, and he told Yvonne she was blossoming and doing great, and Blake chose Yvonne Acero for the win. So for the last battle of the night, Battle Royale! The last battle of the night was TeamAdam, Jordan Smith versus Victor Corrali. Oh, it's on and popping. Hold on. Crack the fingers and stuff like that. These boys is coming for blood. Jordan Smith did Set Fire to the Rain by Adele. Victor Corrali did If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. Oh, Lord. This was the battle of the night, of the week, of the year, of the... Let's go a knockout. This is not the battle rounds. This is a knockout rounds. But let me tell you, they was battling. In rehearsal, Adam told Jordan that he wanted him to sing the song more rhythmic, while Rihanna was trying to get him to hold out the notes longer. And she said she's a fan, but told him she wanted to feel his body language. Even if he wasn't moving around a lot, she wanted to feel everything that he was doing, even in his hands. Adam told Victor that he was behind the rhythm sometimes and said he's changing the song too much, while Rihanna told him to keep it straighter, and then Adam told him to sing each note with conviction. Jordan came to conquer on this performance, and his vocals sounded perfect. He had the intensity with a lot of smoothness, and when he climbed into his falsetto, it was really impressive. But I heard it a few times before. See, this is the voice be playing stuff over and over and over again too. When you come to it, you're like, okay, I've heard that already. And I was still like, oh, that's good, but I've heard it like 10 times. So they messing it up for me. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to be blown away. And it was blow away worthy, but whatever. All the coaches stood for him. Then Victor started out with a little moan, and y'all know I love that when somebody come in. Yeah. That gets me going. I'm like, all right now, just give it to me, some ear candy. But I didn't like some of the choices he was making. Seemed like he was going for the tricks instead of the emotion. Adam was really loving his performance, and then he climbed into this huge falsetto. And he just tore it up. Then I was with him by then. Really, he really brought the performance up to speed at that point. And after that, it seemed like he just relaxed into it and felt the emotion. He didn't have much far to go, but he sounded better. He sounded more. I think he was just kind of trying to build as well he could into that part. And once he got that, he relaxed and he just felt it instead of trying to think about this, that, and the other. Blake was very complimentary of Victor, but said Jordan gave the best live performance he's ever heard in his life. Pharrell said either one could go on to win it. Gwen was impressed by Victor, and Adam chose Jordan Smith to win, and Gwen stole Victor. A win-win for everybody. Both of them stay on the show. I am very happy about that because they tore this up. Did y'all like it? Y'all gotta tell me down in the comments. What was their best knockout so far? Who did you think should have not gone home that actually went home? This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I will see you guys tomorrow night for more of the knockout rounds. Peace. 9 p.m.